scientist. She has held various leadership roles as well as educational leadership roles. And she is championing green anesthesia as well as supporting young leaders. Um, Today she's going to talk to us about joy in work, which is an important aspect of well-being. So without further ado, Pravina, thank you.
Thank you, Nur Jahan. Thank you, FOM, for this opportunity. Sorry, everyone, about the technical glitch. I was actually speaking alone for the last 15 minutes. And I'm glad that now I hope everybody can come into this webinar. So, all right, today, 16 October 2024, is our National World Anesthesia Day. And today is a day of great significance for anesthesiologists worldwide because on this date, 176 years ago, on 16 October 1846, William Morton demonstrated the first public demonstration of ether anesthesia, thus forever changing the course of medical history. This achievement is why we celebrate World Anesthesia Day on this date, to honor the progress we have made in ensuring painless surgery and safer patient care. So this year, the theme for our World Anesthesia Day, as crafted by WFSA, is workforce well-being. In recent years, WFSA have highlighted other themes, certain crucial topics, like in 2022, it was medication safety, and in 2023, it was anesthesia and cancer care. This year's theme for me is very special because it's about us, the healthcare providers. It reminds us of the vital importance of taking care of ourselves as healthcare providers before we can fully care for our patient. Our well-being is central to the quality of care we deliver, and it's crucial that we prioritize our physical, mental, and emotional health in this demanding profession. So, ladies and gentlemen, my dear colleague, today I would like to share with you my thoughts on fostering joy in work, elevating the workforce well-being. So, this is our workplace, UM and PPUM, UMMC. Every day, we dedicate our time, energy, and expertise within this wall. It's where we spend a significant part of our life, contributing not just to our own growth, but to the betterment of healthcare in our region. As what Steve Jobs has quoted before, your job is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is a great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Therefore, to achieve greatness in our field, we must continue to nurture our passion for what we do, and we must create joy in work for that. So my outline in this next 20 minutes or so is the concept of joy in work, the impact of occupational stress on workforce well-being. Fostering workforce well-being is the key to unlocking joy in work. Joy in work is a deep satisfaction and fulfillment individuals feel when their work is meaningful, aligned with personal values, and foster a sense of purpose. This picture that I'm sharing is truly showing that the face of dissatisfaction and fulfillment in all of us. This picture was taken after almost 12 hours of giving anesthesia to a liver transplant pediatric patient. And we were very happy because the operation went well. So when it aligns with our personal value and we got the satisfaction of doing the best that we could, it is definitely giving us the joy in work. And joy in work definitely affects the workforce well-being. So what should we look at about when we talk about joy in work? The Institute for Healthcare Improvement has drafted 9 components of joy in work. The institute they have mentioned that the components range from physical and psychological safety to camaraderie, teamwork, and autonomy. And these form the foundation of a supportive and fulfilling work environment. When workplace focus on these things, it leads to happier and more motivated employees, which benefit both the workers and the people they serve. So next, what is well-being? Well-being is a positive state experienced by individuals and societies and is determined by social, economic, and environmental conditions. WHO also says that well-being encompasses quality of life and the ability of people and societies to contribute to the world with a sense of meaning and purpose. And if we don't have this good well-being, it can affect the individuals, the patient, the team, and organization. Let's look how poor well-being impact individuals. This is a study done in United States comparing the healthcare worker with other workers on the perceived working condition and symptoms of poor mental health between 2018 and 2022. It reveals that US healthcare workers reported a larger increase in numbers of days of poor mental health in 2022 compared to other workers. Nearly half of the workers reported the feeling of burnout in 2022, and it is an increase of almost 50% from 2018 when it was pre-COVID. And nearly half of health workers intended to look for a new job in 2022 as compared to 30% in 2018. And this is a result of poor mental health day and burnt out. And many of them felt their arrest at work. And if you compare, the harassment at work increases in 2022 compared to 2018. And this is linked to poor mental health, and they are more likely to report burnout, depression, and anxiety compared to those who did not. What about the impact on patient? This is a scoping review that was published in BJA that looked into the impact of fatigue or poor well-being on anesthesia, or I would say a poor well-being on anesthesia providers. This study reveals that out of the 118 study they look at, the result revealed that 61% of anesthesia providers suffer from severe daytime sleepiness, and fatigue is recognized as a significant workplace issue for 73% of them. The impact of fatigue is clear. It leads to a higher rate of medication error, reduced vigilance, and poor performance during psychomotor tasks. Additionally, we found that fatigue negatively affects non-technical skills, such as communication and teamwork, while also worsening mood. In our own center, we did a quality improvement project to look at medication stewardship in the operating theatre in Malaysia. The start of this was because there was a near miss in our theatre when a wrong drug was given to the patient. And we started by doing a survey on the perceived reason why, the perceived source of medication error among our trainees and our nurses. And we found that 81% responded that fatigue and overwork is one of the highest source of medication error. And what happened if well-being is not looked after? It will impact the team and organization. For the team, colleagues will have increased pressure. People wouldn't want to befriend us. And then the relationship problem will become worse, and there will be arguments, and there will be potentially wider spread of stress. And at the organization level, employer will have reduced productivity. There will be higher level of sickness absence, the need to recruit new temporary staff, and thus leads to increased costs. So what can we do? These challenges are real, but they are not impossible to solve. At present, there is no single validated measure of joy in work, but the first step is to its solution is to acknowledge that joy in work is important. And how can we promote this? We need to understand that everyone need to be in the same page. We need to have a buy-in. And to address these challenges, we must take multi-pronged approach. As leaders and members of the healthcare system, the IHI has suggested 4 steps to improve joy in work. First, the question of we must ask staff what matters to you. And then as senior leaders, we must identify unique impediments to this joy in work, and we must commit to a system approach and use improvement science to look into this. Let's look at this one by one. So one of the first step is asking the right question. We need to have this conversation with our colleague and our subordinate. What matters to you? What matters to you in your daily work rather than what is the matter with you? Because when we say what is the matter with you, we are just looking at one individual and find the wrong things with that individual. Instead, we need to look at the whole bigger picture. So we must ask what matters to you, what helps make a good day, and what gets in a good day. But only by understanding what truly matters to staff, will senior management be able to identify and remove barriers to joy in their organization with their team? The next step is to identify the impediments to joy in work. This step 1 and step 2 usually happen in the same conversation and continue over time. And identifying the unique local impediments to joy in work is how leaders can begin to address the psychological need of human. We need to find the pebbles in their shoes when they are working in our capacity, under our leadership. And then we need to talk to them, and we need to set priorities, and we need to ensure that they trust us to work with them to address these issues. This offers everyone a good chance to give input on which impediment to address, and then build camaraderie to work together to remove this impediment and practice equity in respecting all voices. Next step is to commit to a system approach to remove the impediment. No doubt, making a workplace joyful is mainly the task of our organization and the senior management. But if you want to look into it significantly, everyone has a responsibility for it. Making a workplace joyful is a shared responsibility. Everyone from senior leaders to clinical and administrative staff has a role to play. Management should help by creating effective system. And we as an individual must work together to build good teams and to strengthen our own resilience in order to support a positive culture. The last step is to use improvement science. There are many ways to look at it, but IHI has come up with these 9 things that we need to look at, and has looked at it from the science point of view. And organization can determine if these changes they test are leading to improvement and effective and are sustainable. We must set an aim to work, and when we must decide on what measure that we would need to do and tell our team that we want to look at, and then we use the framework for improvement or joy in work to do this. The IHI, Institute for Healthcare Improvement, has 9, as I mentioned, has 9 components of joy in work. They state the 4 main components out of the 9 is to ensure that there's physical and psychological safety, there's meaning to purpose in what we are doing, and our colleagues have choice and autonomy in what we do, and last but not least, to have camaraderie and teamwork. But for today's talk, instead of looking at choice and autonomy, I would look at wellness and resilience. And if you look at it, all this actually falls into the physiological need of hierarchy, because Maslow has mentioned that we need to have this in order to feel safe in an environment. So let us look at one by one. Physical safety. Physical safety is defined as a feeling free from physical harm at work. To be fully present at work, colleagues need to feel that adequate precautions have been taken to protect them at work. And this is as simple as having adequate appropriate PPE during the previous COVID-19 pandemic. And Prof. Adiba, as a leader there at that point, really ensures that we in University Malaya Medical Center has enough PPE every day for all our colleagues to work safely. In addition, I think in our working space, having the proper tools as video laryngoscopes, because we always have difficult airway, and not being able to treat difficult airway is highly stressful. And to be able to use ultrasound to look for difficult line and all that is essential for anesthesiologists to perform our high-risk tasks, because without this, we face occupational stress, which can lead to fatigue and burnout, which are impediment to joy in work. And then we need to provide psychological safety. Psychological safety is a climate in which people feel free to express relevant thoughts and feelings or speak out about safe or unsafe condition without retribution. And as leader, we are the role model. We need to be accessible, approachable, and we need to view failure as learning opportunities, like we did just now, an audit, and we come up with a quality improvement project. And then we need to develop just and fair culture where we establish policies and practices to address harm and safety. And we encourage staff to speak up if there is an issue that concerns them, and then provide peer support. And then we ensure fairness to all, and we value all, and we encourage diversity, inclusivity, and equitability. Working in a high-risk area and facing adverse event can lead to second victim phenomenon. Second victim are defined as healthcare professionals who are traumatized physically and psychologically or emotionally as a result of encountering any patient safety incidents. All these situations are detrimental to the professional image and can result in career abandonment, premature retirement, and in extreme cases, can cause the victim to have to commit suicide. Therefore, this year, College of Anesthesia and Malaysian Society of Anesthesiologists, with collaboration with Malaysian Society of Clinical Psychology, has released our AShield peer support after event guide to establish second victim program. As this product, this launching is a testament of our support to support our colleagues who face this problem. It provides a framework to establish a second victim program after adverse event in all anesthesia department. And our dear Prof. Nur Jahan is one of the author of this guideline. Well done, Nur Jahan. The next component is finding the meaning and purpose of work, identifying the why and the reason what we do to help is very paramount in finding the deeper meaning in our daily tasks. As human beings, we are wired to connect, and part of the purpose is serving others or serving the greater good, something outside of us that allow us to feel more connected. It's really looking at the ikigai of what we do every day. And this is very important for us to reach joy in work. The third component that I want to emphasize is the wellness and the resilience part. As leaders, we need to prioritize employee wellness in sustaining energy, resilience, and productivity. And addressing physical and mental needs ensures that employees are better equipped to handle work stress related stress. I'm reaching to my next few last slides. The fourth component that I think that is very important is to create camaraderie and teamwork. The element of positive relationship and strong connection at work can contribute significantly to job satisfaction and sense of belonging. Building camaraderie with regular team building activities, open communication, and recognizing each other's contribution helps strengthen relationship and create a sense of community. As a result, all of us as employees will feel connected and supported as it boosts morale, engagement, loyalty, and directly enhance joy in the workplace. This was a picture taken last year in during our anesthesia family day. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your time. To conclude, I'd just like to say, joy in work isn't just nice to have. It's a vital component of a thriving, productive workforce. When we recognize the heavy toll of operational stress and its impact on well-being, we will see that fostering workforce well-being is not a luxury, but is a necessity. By prioritizing the health and happiness of our team, we unlock the door to true joy in work. Thank you for your time. And I would like to invite all of you today to join our celebration at Plaza Atas on our Workforce Wellbeing National Anesthesia Day 2024. It's almost a whole day event. We have lots of fun. We also have Zumba with our colleague, Dr. Pang from Pathology. And last but not least, we want to show our talent in our team who's going to show us his talent in playing this traditional music. With that, I'd like to thank you and thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Prof. Ina. So we'll leave the Q&A after the second speaker. So without further ado,
Right, I think if there's no question, Nur Jahan, shall we wrap up? And it is
agree. So thank you very much to the speakers and panelists and Dr. Anastasia.
so again, I'd like to invite all of you, the participants who has logged in into this webinar today, and all the speakers, do join us in Plaza Atas at PPUM to celebrate our very important day today, Anesthesia Day. Before we end, I'd like to wish every one of my colleagues out there happy Anesthesia Day. And thank you, Dr. Gareth, for that lovely talk too. On
Sure, Prof. We will go and visit that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.